In this presentation, we're going to review how to display real-time data and historical data in the same trend window using the product feature opctrend.net. Let's bring up the dashboard application found under the program group opcsystems.net WPF dashboard. Select the icon to the left that says opctrend.net. There we see real-time data trending 3 points, ramp, random, and sign. So currently we have real-time data displayed in this window. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up some data logging so that we can also display historical replay in the same trend window using two new properties found under the x-axis property. To set up some data logging, we'll use the Configure application. Select Configure Data Logging. I'm going to select the local service and type in a new logging group name called Test. I'll make the logging group active with a 1-second frequency for continuous logging. We do have a training video on how to set up data logging for opcdatabase.net if you want to know more about the features of data logging to a database. Under the Tags tab, I'm going to add 3 simple tags for ramp, random, and sign. Under the Database tab, I'm going to enable the feature to log to a database, set the provider to SQL Server, and set the server name for my local SQL Server engine. The server name can be found using the SQL Server Management Studio. I'll put in a new database name called Data Test and a new table called Data. And we'll add that to the configuration. Now we're logging these 3 points, ramp, random, and sign, at a 1-second frequency to the data table. To enable a second axis for historical replay and real-time in the same trend window, use the property found under the x-axis property. The property is called Show Second X-Axis for Historical Compare. We'll set that property to true. And to use this property effectively, we also want to set the start view percent. I'm going to set that to 0, and let's see what that does to the trend window itself. So with that percent view set to 0, each time that I start the trend window again, so what I'll do is I'll freeze the window and I'll select Start Runtime. And now we'll see that the trend information for the real-time data starts to trend from the left, and that will then display over the top of the historical data that we're about to retrieve. So that particular feature is found under the x-axis property that we just set called Start View Percent. You can also set it to any other percent that you'd like. Maybe we want to set it to 50%. And then each time that we start runtime, then the percent that it's starting from will then be at 50% instead of 0. Let me set that back to 0. Now we are ready to pull up historical data for the second x-axis. And to do that, we use the standard historical replay. You can also programmatically call data to historical replay to the second x-axis if you'd like. I'll choose a start time of today's date from just a few minutes ago when we first started logging data. And I will display 1 minute worth of data in the historical window. It's important to check the checkbox called Load to Second Axis. This checkbox becomes enabled and visible when we set the property for showing the second x-axis for historical replay. When we select OK, we now have we're going to tell the service to retrieve data from historical, and now we'll refresh the start runtime, and we are now displaying real-time data over the top of historical data. Let's go ahead and set this to a 2D mode so we can see the true overlay that we have. If we put it in 3D mode and rotate the view, you can see in the back portion of the trend window is the historical data, and the front portion is the real-time data. As the real-time data reaches the end of the x-axis to the right, it will start scrolling to the left in its normal form. If you want to start the real-time trend again from the left, just call Start Runtime. That can also be done programmatically, and it will start the real-time trending again from the left of the x-axis. If you have any questions about this new product feature, contact us. You can find our contact information from our website at opcsystems.com. There you will be able to view other additional training videos found under the training page. And find your local reseller under the sales page.